I'm going to put some vocab words when I hear them at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to jot them down and then research further in your own time. It's going to be an educational trip, and hopefully you walk away with information on nutritious food and local farming. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Centripetal Farm, locally grown food in Wilmington, North Carolina. The mission of Centripetal Farms is to grow environmentally safe, nutritious food, provide healthy lifestyle education for the community, and create fulfilling employment in a secure food shed as close to home as possible. Secure food shed. What does that mean? Not everyone has access to nutritious, local, fresh produce. In fact, there are places in our community labeled food deserts, where there is very little access to nutritious foods and fresh produce. Centripetal Farms is doing something about it with their involvement in the local schools and education. Matt Colligan is going to be our tour guide today. He is the farmer, educator, and entrepreneur behind Centripetal Farms. What we'll be seeing now is the remnants of Centripetal Farms' winter crops, as well as their seedlings that will be transplanted outside.
We are big believers now in Dr. Furman's G-bombs. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. And those are the things we want to grow more of because they're good for you. But the animals, I will grow animals if it makes sense. Like the chickens will be working for me. I'll make a smaller chicken tractor that will go in between the rows out there, so they'll actually mow the lawn. I'll make one too that'll sit right on the 4x8 bed, so that when I'm done with the bed, they can come and clear it out. Eat all the bugs, poop on it. Now it's really hot in here right now, and all these things they don't really like the heat as much. So we'll probably harvest all this pretty soon, and then switch over to the transplant. So you may have seen that giant pile of manure out there.
Whew, it was really hot in there. Now let's go outside and see Matt's raised beds.
Sometimes with these raised beds, plus and it's filled with compost. We're going to be making the compost going here. I actually bought this stuff, but all the compost in the beds in the greenhouse, we made that compost.
Okay, cool.
Whole idea is this way we can. One, it's really easy to plant in here because it's loose. It's just compost, so you can just use your hand to plant. We'll have low tunnels in the winter. So see that little hoop over there? Mm-hmm. Imagine a hoop every 5 feet and covered with this white fabric called agribon, and that keeps the frost off in the winter. And that's when our product is worth more. If we can deliver produce in the winter, we don't have to grow out in the summer as much. So, tomatoes in December are worth way more than a tomato.
So what he was talking about there was building mini greenhouses over the bed to keep crops warm during the wintertime. I heard him talk a lot about compost. Let's look more into that.
Has produce from the Cape Fear Rescue Mission, and it's got horse manure, it's got coffee grounds from ENCW. And so we'll monitor the temperature, and we'll turn it probably next week, and basically start in a big compost operation. We live it.
Horse manure, coffee grounds, food scraps, all these things can go into a compost. But what's really important is what you see up there. That's a worm. And earthworms eat all the rotting matter that I just mentioned. And then as they digest it, their droppings, or better known as castings, provide rich nutrients for the soil. They dig tunnels in the soil as well, and that creates air pockets so that the soil can be light and airy. Compost is a great thing, and it'll make your garden grow. Ever wondered what the color means? I've seen brown eggs, blue eggs, white eggs, and green eggs. Do they taste any different? The answer is no. Different breeds of chickens produce different colors of eggs. What's important in the taste factor is actually how the chickens were raised. Were they allowed outside to graze on worms in the dirt? Such chickens are at Centripetal Farms. These are chicks. They have yet to lay their first egg.
Somewhere along the way, the folks who lobby, the WIC dollars, the EBT dollars. They said you can only buy, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but you could only buy white eggs with the WIC dollars.
Oh, wow.
So brown eggs, there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
They're maybe even better. There's blue egg chickens too, and green eggs, but to be eligible for the WIC dollars, you have to have white eggs. And so that's why I chose this breed, because it's a heritage breed, so we need them. They do really well. They don't get frostbite, and they lay lots of white eggs. Nothing against brown eggs.
Look at these logs. They may look just like logs, but in a little bit of time, they'll be producing a crop for Centripetal Farms that brings in $10 to $13 a pound.
So the mycelium will grow through the log, and then it'll fruit on the outside of the log. So there's shiitake and 2 different types of oyster, phoenix and brown oyster. Yeah, but that's the little plug that I was talking about.
Yeah, and you can grow mushrooms in a number of different ways. This comes pre-inoculated. We also have loose spawn, which we drill the holes in and we take this plunger and apply it that way. But these things you can just drop right in. These are a little bit big because these were the loose spawn ones. There's 2 different drill bits we use, but put that in there, cover it with the wax and with the mineral oil. It's a lot better.
Mushroom cultivation seems pretty low maintenance and yields good results. I'm going to try this in my own backyard. Maybe you and your class can do the same. Next up we have blueberries. Everyone loves blueberries, including squirrels and birds. Let's hear Matt talk about what he's going to do to protect his blueberries from those pests without using any harsh chemicals.
Different varieties of blueberries, and the idea is hopefully they'll all be fruiting at different times, and so it doesn't put all the work on me on one day to pick everything. So spread it out.
How are you going to manage squirrels and birds?
Right, so I have most of them in this will be raised up on this kind of area. I'm going to make a berm. But using this fence, I'll probably just use this simple netting covering when they come through.
Well, that's all for now. Good luck and happy farming.